Hola, what is up? Happy Labor Day if you're watching this live. Live.
Live.
Fanboy Four. This is a special episode because we won't have one Wednesday because we'll be playing Destiny 2 new DLC Forsaken.
You're supposed to do like a wave thing. Wave.
Wait.
Show
Oh,
you see it below
Forsaken.
you.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Forsaken. This way. Oh God, I'm getting close to the last. Oh God, I'm gonna die. Anywho, moving along. Jeez, I keep putting my head on his gun. He's gonna blow my brains out. Anyways, yeah. So this episode is a special episode about Destiny 2 Forsaken. I am one of your hosts, Justin. Joining me as always is Branden.
What's up?
Stephen.
Yo.
And off screen, Tony. Wait. So,
why are you forsaking me?
So, the three of us that you see mainly on camera right now are huge fans of Destiny, and Destiny 2, and the whole entire world of Destiny. So, Forsaken seems to be a pretty big, giant, damn straight, Hunter life for life.
Yep. What's that?
It's the sweeper bot pop.
Oh. Is it not? Okay.
Wait, what happened? Oh. Anyways, so Forsaken seems to be a pretty sizable update and change and almost like a whole new era for Destiny 2. So we wanted to kind of go through it all and say what we're excited for, what predictions we have for the story, and all that stuff. So just quickly, I guess we can go through like what subclasses we are, and I guess you just start there, I guess. Branden, what's your subclass?
My main is Hunter.
True.
I can hear myself when someone.
Yep. I can also hear myself.
Can you hear yourself now?
Hello?
Check. Nope.
There we go.
How about now?
Testing.
Can you hear yourself now?
No, it's better.
Okay.
Uh,
Hold on a second. Now try it. Can you hear me still?
All right. Yeah.
Okay. I accidentally in OBS had the audio still turned on, so
Okay. Cool.
it was getting. I probably sounded like a robot up until this point because it was getting the desktop audio and my audio through the mic. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but I am also a hunter. So, and Stephen.
I am a warlock.
Bitch. A space bitch.
Hey, say what you want, but our Vanguard's still alive, so.
Wow. Fuck you.
Well, you know, that's actually a good place to start. So the man you see to my, would it be my right? This flip.
You're right.
That guy right here. This guy.
Yes.
Page 6.
Yeah, that guy.
Hunter Vanguard. And basically what Bungie has told us is that the whole crux of this story, not the crux of Crota, different crux, is that he's dying. And actually, we've already seen a trailer where he pretty much looks like he's dead. So, actually, 2 different trailers. So, what do we all think about the fact that they're kind of leading with, I would say, probably the most popular character in Destiny dying? Like, what do we think that? Do you like that they've kind of told us that, and that's kind of like what we're rallying around? Or do you feel like it would have been better if they just not said nothing about it and it was like a surprise right at the beginning?
I think they might have had to a little bit. Like, obviously, Destiny wasn't doing too great with the current DLCs and stuff like that, and they needed something to pull like their players back in. And I feel like they kind of had to announce this. But it definitely seems like there's a lot more to the story that we don't know and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely.
They, like Branden said, that if they only were to come at us and say this expansion, basically we have Aldrin breaking into the Prison of Elders and he's releasing all these barons, and we have to go in and try to collect these barons and and save the day. If that's all that it was, it wouldn't be bringing back that many people. And so I think they needed that spark, that bang to get us to want to come back. And so what they did is they showed us that they have killed Cade. Although we haven't actually seen Cade die yet. Like, we haven't actually seen him actually die. We've only seen him getting ready to die, and then you hear a gunshot, which you assume he is dead then. But so I mean, there could be some things which we could potentially talk about in a little bit for predictions. But yeah, I don't like that they did it, but I understand why they did it and why they had to do it.
The only thing I would say is, I don't know if you can see that, but in like this image that they've been kind of using for the DLC, he looks like he's dead. But again, like you kind of said, like you can't. I guess it's not guaranteed, but I kind of like. Here's the thing, like I'm fine that they did it, but I hope he's actually dead. So it'll feel kind of cheapened if all of a sudden it's like, nope, he wasn't actually dead. It was it wasn't actually him, or like he's back, like he's fine. Like I like hope that he's like legit dead, which and I kind of think he is because like his voice is being done by I believe Nolan North now instead of So I kind of feel like they wouldn't have done that. I mean, there could have been a scheduling conflict or something like that, and that's why they did that. But I kind of feel like they're just like, he's gone, and that's kind of like it. And that's like the whole thing, which I'm fine with. So
I mean, if anything, he's definitely gone for this whole year too.
You would think, yeah. So we'll get into like story stuff later, but I wanted to kind of get into all the changes now. Last Tuesday,
yesterday. No, not yesterday. Last Tuesday.
Today's Labor Day, Stephen. Yesterday was Sunday. Updates don't come out on Sundays.
I am drunk for my birthday.
Are you drunk already on your birthday?
Yeah, it's my birthday.
It's your birthday. I mean,
it is my birthday. Way to say happy birthday to
happy birthday, Stephen. I forgot.
I didn't even get you anything yet. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Is that why you asked what I wasn't doing on that last Saturday? That way you could go shopping?
I'm so confused now. Like, what day is this?
It's Monday.
Okay.
Monday, my birthday.
But so basically, patch hit last week. Basically a pre-Forsaken kind of getting everything. The preload came out for the game, so that when the game comes out, you basically just gotta get the day one patch, go from there, kind of deal. But also, new weapon system went in effect. A few other things went into effect. Just from what you've played of that, what do you think of the new weapon system?
Go ahead, Steven, if you had something to say.
Yeah, I played it a little bit last week after it dropped, and so at first I was kind of like, this is really the same. Like, my loadout didn't really change any, and then I found some like I forgot I could put fusion rifles into my special slot, so I did that. So I was running like an auto rifle in my primary, a fusion rifle in my special, and then like sleeper in my heavy. So I was like, I'm kind of running like dual fusions right now. Like, it felt really good for me to be able to use fusions again without having to consider that my heavy. So to be able to use a fuel with a rocket launcher now is like super good. So I like the changes as far as that aspect goes, but I will like to see kind of once all the new weapons start coming out, once the random drops hit, how the full effect is. But so far, I like how it works.
Yeah. I kind of feel like the quickest way to say it is it's Destiny 1's kind of weapon system with Destiny 2's variety. And like maybe even a little bit further. Like it's kind of like like because obviously in Destiny 1 I don't think unless it was an exotic there was no shotguns you could put in your primary. Because I've seen some people talk about Crucible and they're like, oh, it's kind of like a little bit of a shotgun fest a little bit now. But
although in Destiny 1 there was a shotgun you could put in your primary slot.
Wasn't it Chaperone or was there a different one?
No, nope. Universal Remote.
That's
Universal
right.
Remote.
God, it's been so long I forgot.
Yep.
I know. The other day I was like, man, maybe just for old time's sake, I'll just hop into Destiny 1. But I was like, yeah, but I have to re-download it, so that ain't happening.
Right.
Yeah. I ain't waiting for 60 gigs to download. But,
right.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, I liked most of what I saw. It'll be because I know it's kind of weird because it's like you still have your what is it, kinetic energy and prime or heavy or power, but there's then the was it well, I didn't even remember what the white bars drop is called, but there's
Primary?
special ammo.
It's
heavy.
primary, special, and power.
Oh, okay,
heavy.
primary. Yeah. But I think I was talking to Justin about this when we were playing. It's just I'm curious of how they designate what goes into your like kinetic slot and your special slot based off like for example like obviously there's some auto rifles that are elemental, but that you would think can go in either one, right?
Right.
So it's like it's just like does the drop weapon have to drop as a kinetic weapon with special ammo, or is there going to be a way for you to put those into those slots?
So I don't think so. I think that
Mm-hmm.
I think that anything that is an energy weapon will go into that middle slot, but there's a certain set of weapons, auto rifles, hand cannons, hand cannons, sidearms, scout rifles, and pulse rifles, I think are all considered primaries, but you could either have it as kinetic or energy. And then fusion rifles, shotguns, snipers, some of the single shot grenade launchers, those are special, and then the other things are heavy. So like you could either have a kinetic or an energy version of one of those type of weapon archetypes, but that depends. That's what constitutes what type of ammo it takes. But I don't think you can. I think there will be specific kinetic auto rifles and then specific energy auto rifles, but they'll take the same ammo, but it's just a different slot you can put it in.
Yeah. So basically, the list they have here is primary ammo is auto rifles, bows, hand cannons, pulse rifles, scout rifles, sidearms, SMGs. Special ammos is one-shot grenade launchers, fusion rifles, shotguns, sniper rifles, and trace rifles. And then heavy and power ammo is drum-loaded grenade launchers, linear fusion rifles, rocket launchers, and swords. And then, basically, they're being mixed around back into the special slots, some of the heavies and stuff like that. Kind of like what you just said, but that's the thing.
Yeah, I like it. It'll take some getting used to, but
because I know for me when I started playing, like both my primary and my special or energy and kinetic, whatever you want to call it, both use primary ammo, and I was just like, oh, I should probably find something different ammo because otherwise they're going to be all like cannibalizing each other. So if I run out of ammo of one, I'll probably be out of ammo of the other one. So I was like, probably should look into a different loadout, but I kind of like that. Like it's going to make me go out of my comfort zone and try something new. And that's the one thing I've been hearing so far, especially in Crucible, is like almost anything, like a lot of guns now are like good. Like not even just like you can do, like it's a lot more open to what you use. You don't have, there's not like a meta as much, at least not, granted it just dropped. Give it a few weeks. I'm sure there'll be some stuff that emerges, but with the random rolls that can also change. So
another thing too is if people want to run double shotguns, it takes special ammo, which is harder to find. So you could do that in Crucible, but if you shoot 3 times and you're out of ammo for both guns, it's kind of like you then either have to die or find ammo or use other things. So it does. There's definitely more of a trade-off for that, and I think that's I like that they did that.
Yeah, I was actually watching a video of this YouTuber called Geekermon, and he was doing he was doing all 3 snipers, and it's definitely a difficult like thing to do in Crucible because basically, I mean, like you got 2 weapons that are using the same amount of ammo, and then the power one for the bottom,
right?
And so it's like if you miss anything, you're like kind of screwed. Like, and then also the disadvantage for like snipers and stuff like that is like, say you still get the kill, you still have to go track down that special ammo,
right?
Like, which might be a difficult on its own.
Yeah, I do definitely think it's an improvement for sure. Like, because a little bit I was kind of like, oh, this doesn't feel all that different, but then like, it's kind of hard to say that just because like once Forsaken actually drops, I'm sure it'll be a whole different story just because there'll be so many more weapons that kind of that were made in keeping this system in mind. Whereas like the old weapons really didn't.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing that we're having an issue now is until it drops, we don't really have the full aspect of the changes.
Right. Yeah. The one issue I had is I think one of my loadouts was like a auto rifle, fusion rifle, and rocket rocket, and like I'm so used to having my fusion rifle and my power that I kept holding Y to go to my fusion rifle instead of just like tapping Y to change my weapons.
Yeah.
So like I kept doing that all the time.
I just can't wait for that bow fusion rifle rocket combo that I'm going to be rocking a lot.
Yeah, definitely want that bow.
I know that yeah. That's
like the one that's through walls is so good.
All right, so what I could do here is just go through this list of basically of all the major changes, and then I guess we could kind of pick a few things that we want to go through, or we could just we kind of know, I guess, already what we're excited for. We could just do that too if we'd rather just do it that way.
You can go through the list, and I think we can all three just say if we like it or don't like it, and then if it's a big one, we can just discuss it.
Cool, I like it. All right, so random rolls are back.
Like it,
love it. Yeah, definitely love it because I didn't think it was a big deal when they took it out, but now I feel like honestly, year one, I didn't play as much in that middle period. And I kind of feel like that was part of it. Just didn't feel like there was chasing, like, because what was the one gun from the one strike? The pulse rifle in Destiny 1 that everyone was.
Not Bad Juju, the Grass of Malik?
Yes, Malik, yep.
Oh, yeah.
That one, that was like an activity you just did over and over and over again, trying to get that god roll. And like that is part of what made Destiny 1 great, is that there was actually, you could strive for like a really good roll of a weapon, and it made it different, and it made it like something to do. So I didn't think I was going to miss it, but I definitely think I did. So I really liked that they brought it back.
When Destiny 2 came out, I knew that was when they said that they weren't doing random rolls. I knew that was going to be an issue. As much as we played, we were going to get all the guns immediately, not immediately, but really quickly, and then we wouldn't have anything else to strive for. And so I was fine with it because their reasoning for that was that they could tune it faster, and we only got, I think, one balance change to the sandbox between year one. So they didn't do what they said. And the biggest thing is when, I think Luke Smith is the one who said it, we want to make sure your 10th better Devils is just as good as your first better Devils. And literally the only thing that's different could be the shader.
Yep.
Like that was literally the only thing that's different, and it wasn't better anyway. So
and Masterworks were a step in the right direction, but it wasn't enough of a difference that it mattered. Because like it's just a little bump. Like there was no one saying like, oh yeah, you gotta get this gun and then you gotta masterwork it and roll it till you get this. It was like no one. I don't ever really remember seeing that ever become a thing where it's like this is the god rover. Like it's a little bit better, but it's not gonna make a difference in a 1v1 fight kind of thing.
Yeah, because it wasn't like you were going out to do anything to get that. You literally just had to get cores and then then re-roll it. So it wasn't. I'm happy for those.
Me as well. Next thing on this list is new subclass trees for all the current.
Let's do it. They all look fucking amazing.
I know that.
I can't wait. So one thing, I don't know if you guys know this, but like you have to choose a specific one to start with. Like you can't like start like you have to beat the campaign before you can start accessing to the other two.
Okay.
So like
that's how Destiny. That's how just how Destiny 2 and Destiny 1 were, or at least Destiny 1 was. When you started, you had to be like a Void Walker, you had to be a Striker, and then you could unlock the other ones. So I like that you have to do that.
Right. But no, I love all of them. Like I like the only one that doesn't seem like a major difference, or at least it wasn't at first, was the Arc Striders one. But
that fucking deflecting thing.
But the thing is, like, I watched in the Vidoc, I think. He deflects a Nova Bomb. Yeah, which is nuts. That's definitely like
that sounds like bullshit. If somebody deflects my Nova Bomb, I'll be pissed. I'm excited for support classes though.
Yes,
especially the Dawnblade. I'm excited that we can we can do it that way. I know Mark's going to be happy about that because Mark also likes to play support classes. So
shout out to Mark.
Marf.
R.I.P. No, I was kidding. I was joking. No, but yeah, I do. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like when they announced this, I just assumed like, oh yeah, maybe there'll be like one new subclass or something like that. But like, literally, there's 9. Like, it's not. Well, I mean, not technically new subclasses, but like trees, like different supers. Like, there's 9 different ones. It's like, holy shit.
Okay, so they say 9 different ones, right? So that means that all that means is that each subclass per class has a new super, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. There's like it's a new tree for each
tree. Yeah.
Okay.
So now you can select between 2. There'll be a third one now with this new ability, basically. Yeah, because I don't know which one I want to do first. Because like Void Blade, I mean, Arc Blade was my shit in Destiny 1.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing the Spectral Blades.
Just like there's no way to be invisible and stuff. Oh, but the thing is, I was like thinking to myself, like, man, maybe if I get some time this weekend, I'll do the Warlock. Like, I'll actually get my Warlock because maybe I'll try to actually keep 3 things like I did in Destiny 1 because that freaking like Dragon Ball Z like zoop 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 shit. I just like, oh, I'm about that.
Oh, with the Nova Bomb?
Yeah. It's like boop, 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 boop. I don't know. They gave us more of what we wanted, and I think that's just perfect.
They definitely
did.
Something else I'm pretty sure everyone and their mother has been asking for is that time to kill has been lowered in PvP.
It's also been lowered in PvE.
Yeah, this says. I was going to say that. Yes, definitely, and kind of also rolled in this. Grenades are more powerful. Melees are back to being 2-hit melees. That is the number one thing I noticed when I started playing after the patch. Was this like, oh, like I can shoot with this weapon a few enemies, and then when I run out of ammo, I can just punch this guy, and it'll actually kill him. And I mean, it was just like, wow, this is like great. Like, I don't know, it was just the one thing that immediately I noticed.
Yeah, I still haven't played any Crucible yet to like actually test the melees and stuff like that and the time to kill yet. But it's definitely something I want to get into, and I see how much it affects like my gameplay and stuff like that. So, but we'll see.
Yeah. I will say the guns also feel more powerful. Like I don't think I almost ever used grenade launchers, but I was using one the other day when I was playing with my Titan, and like the grenades were actually like killing things and doing tons of damage. And I was like, this is a pretty viable power weapon now. Like, it's actually fun to be able to kill stuff, you know, especially like big, like yellow bars or orange bars, or whatever color they want to be. It's like, I can actually kill stuff now. This is actually pretty fun.
Yeah, that was, it's definitely what they need to do is just make us feel powerful again.
Right. Yep. I still want challenges, but I don't want to be able to not be able to one punch a red bar like a thrall. Like
right.
Yeah, when I'm punching a thrall and they're just kind of like getting knocked backwards, I'm kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
So, speaking of power, Trials is going on hiatus for this season, but when it comes back in Iron Banner this current season, are power enabled once again, which is again I thought was a really good thing because that was the one thing I was kind of confused about when Destiny 2 launched is why that wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe because it's the only thing I can think of is that it's not for the power enabled. It's not as exciting for like single solo players and stuff like that, because especially the way they had, you know, kind of the leveling up. Well, not necessarily early on, but like later on, it was a little bit more difficult to, you know, get your light level up and stuff like that. Playing solo, so I can see why, but at the same time,
well, the thing is, if they at the end of Destiny 1, Iron Banner was absolutely perfect. It was power enabled, but you still, even if you were 100 light levels underneath what you know everybody else was, you still got rewarded according to your level for playing the match. And that's what, you know, you got more if you won. You didn't get as much as if you lost, but you still could be able to play and get rewarded. So I think it should still be some type of end-ish game stuff with, you know, if you're the highest level, you'll do a lot of damage. But I like that they're bringing that back because the Iron Banner Destiny 2 was basically just it was the same Crucible. It was the same Crucible. It was literally just different rewards. So
yeah, and that's not why I play Iron Banner, at least. Although at the end there, they did change it up a little bit, and that actually made it feel like the last time we played Iron Banner with those new rules, it definitely felt like, okay, this feels a little bit more special now because it's like the control. It's not a flag; it's like the fires, and then like the thing with the locking the three, like that actually changed the mode because before usually it's okay, we're gonna keep A and C or A and B depending on the map, and it's like okay, cool, and that's like all you don't give a crap.
It was just control with Saladin over Shaxx. That's what it was.
Right, but now it's like, okay, cool. So now it's like, oh yeah, A and C. Like, oh, do we want to risk it and push B and try to lock it before they can get to it? Like, before they can get to our zones instead? Like, I don't know. It adds a little bit different strategy to it. But I do like power being enabled just because it feels like, I mean, the new light level is what? Is it 500 or 600?
500.
500.
500 is the max level. So like, I feel like there's I kind of feel like the one issue in Destiny 2 when it launched was that getting the max light level really didn't mean all that much. Like you didn't really there was no specific reason to do that. I mean, other than just saying that you did it, like just for the accomplishment. But with Iron Banner, I kind of feel like it's supposed to be a more competitive. Same thing with especially Trials. It's supposed to be more competitive, like the elite kind of thing, like reason to get that power level. So now it's kind of like, okay, so now power is enabled. So like the best of the best fight here kind of thing when this event launches. So I kind of like that that's back the way that was. It was kind of nice because I can understand for some people that can't play as much, it kind of locks them out if they're not powered the right way. Because I know when I first played Trials way back right before Taken King came out, it literally we just got wasted because we were 2 levels under level or whatever it was. But but it's one of the things to strive for because that's what the game needs is just stuff to do to strive for and have reasons to do it.
Right.
Okay, so I don't know how the mod system is going to be completely reworked. So the mod system before gave you 5 light, and then you could do certain.
Basically, they like on the weapons I think literally they just increased the power level, right? On the weapons, or they
just power level element. Power level and element were the only thing on the weapons that you could
do. And then armor was like, reload a little bit faster, or recharge your grenade faster, like weird little stuff like that.
Which basically because they in the beginning of Destiny 2 they toned down our actual power of being able to throw grenades and do supers and things like that. They gave us the mods for it, but I mean that was literally just like it was stupid. It was stupid that they did that. So I'm glad everything that they've did basically. I'm happy to.
Yeah. So the new system, you're not actually able to change your element with mods because those mods do not exist anymore. The new mod system will offer benefits to your playstyle with things such as increased in air accuracy, radar cooldown reduction to help make meaningful builds in your playstyle. So I really like that because it's almost like there's going to be reasons now to have multiple of your favorite gun. Like say you're like, okay, I want to kind of run this way. You can like, okay, I'm going to have a version of this gun with these perks on it. And then, okay, well, I'm going to do I kind of want to do this, or depending what you're doing, or like you can have a gun that's more geared towards PvE the way you play than one that's more towards PvP because some guns are viable in both. So I don't know. I just
you can have a better Devils, and then you can have a spicy Devils, and then you can have a spicier Devils.
Right, exactly. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. I mean, the thing is I think the one general thing you can say about this Forsaken, at least the quality of life stuff, is they're giving us options. Like they're just giving us a lot more options and reasons to play the game to acquire these options. Like,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more options.
Yes, definitely. And as far as options of stuff to do, gear collections are being added, as well as dead ghosts. The lore section. There's titles, in-game secrets and discoveries are coming back. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that's outside of like the campaign, the strikes, the raid that you can chase. And there's going to be reasons to do it because some of these things are tied to these new titles. It'll be about like I technically looked in the trailer like it was below your name, not above your name, but below your name where it'll say like Chronicler and like, oh, that means you found all the lore currently in the game or something like that. Like that's really cool because that shows like, okay, this person dedicated themselves to getting all this stuff and like took the time. Like,
I just want to know why this all wasn't in Destiny 2 when it launched. Like,
yeah. Well, like, yeah, it's weird because like when they first introduced Destiny 2, they tried to say that there's, you know, all the lore was going to be in game now, you know, like there's no more grimoire that you find on the Destiny website and stuff like that. And obviously there still isn't any grimoires anymore, but like, I guess it's more in depth, you know, with the dead ghosts and stuff like that. And because like, I feel like as a whole, like the community, like I feel like the lore, like people probably suffered the worst because like obviously there's some scannables throughout the like worlds and stuff like that, but they're just kind of like there. They don't really, there's no context or anything like to them. There's no like real like information that you can learn from them. So like, and so the really, I mean, other than the story and then a few like things here and there that you'd hear from like adventures, there wasn't really any lore to like work with. So like this definitely seems like something that'll make a lot of them happy.
Yeah, and I like that it has like its own tab now because it was the Grimoire system from Destiny 1 wasn't the best because you kind of almost had to rely on these people that had the time, and or shouldn't say had time, but took the time to go through it and actually piece it together. Like, you know, the Ghost Stories podcast or Bife or any of those people, Ishtar or whatever collective I think it was. But, you know, that's not the best system either because it's like, okay, I should be able to figure this out on my own without having to go to a separate website. And it's kind of sounding like what they were trying to do, but then just kind of like, oh, you can scan this thing in the world, but there's like nowhere, like it just, okay, well, you can experience it, and then it's kind of like, okay, that was that. Yeah. Whereas now it seems like, okay, this is going to unlock something in your menu where you can go back and actually read it and like kind of actually get the lore that way in the game. And what I think everyone kind of wanted from Destiny 2 in the first place for lore.
When they were showing the video, like that lore tab looked like it had a lot to read. Like there was a lot of stuff in there. So I was like, that's actually pretty cool. Like that's what I wanted.
Right. So. Same thing with the triumphs. I don't know what's all going to be involved in that, but that looks like kind of like the triumphs we just had for Solstice of Heroes or whatever it was. Like, if it's like year round, kind of like, or just like kind of like a constant running list of that stuff, that would be like really cool because I know that's kind of like what got me back into the swing of things. It was kind of like, oh, cool, come back, and I have all these like things to kind of like tick off and get done. And like, if it's going to have rewards too, that even because it kind of made it seem like that was going to be something too. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, so they had the what was it? The Triumph books in Destiny 1. Is that what it was? Mm-hmm. Okay. Because I don't think I came into Destiny in time for the Taken King one, but I know I did most of the Rise of Iron one and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see like if this is a seasonal one or if it actually is yearly. So
yeah, well, and the other thing too is it seems like from that year 2 video, like they are dead set on making sure there's not a content drought anymore. Yeah, because they make like every month there's like even like weekly there's gonna be things that are different, and monthly there's gonna be things that are different. Like that's exactly what they need, because I think that's what the only danger with this game is, like if it gets to a point where like, oh, there's not really much to do, then that's when people kind of like me kind of strayed to Fortnite for a little bit, was because like, all right, I kind of feel like I did everything I kind of wanted to do, so I'm just gonna go play something else. If they kind of like constantly like, here's more, like even if it's like little things or just like little events and this and that, you're gonna not leave. You're gonna stay. You're just gonna keep playing.
Right.
Which I think is what most people wanted to do, or like at least the hardcore that from Destiny 1 wanted to do with Destiny 2.
Right. It's kind of funny. It's just like when you think about playing video games and stuff like that, you almost kind of want like there to be like some downtime and stuff like that, but not in the Destiny community. Like they want.
No, like, yeah, exactly.
Give me Destiny all the time.
I know it's Destiny is probably like the first. I mean, I know there's other games out there that people like. I know World of Warcraft people still play that game, and they played it since it came out, and that's all they play. But like, it's the first game that I'd actually call like a hobby, where it's like, okay, I play Destiny.
That wasn't even a hobby. That's a lifestyle. World of Warcraft, lifestyle. When I played it, it's like I literally I don't want to say my life revolved around it, but it definitely
was a big part of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was. So thanks, Mike J, for that, you asshole.
Yeah. And thank you for that.
The next thing on this list, we already talked about the bows. Well, we can just go into Gambit, the new PvE competitive mode. This is probably the one. I mean, the campaign I'm probably the most psyched about because it just looks so good. Like it just looks like maybe it might even be like the best story they've told so far. But Gambit, as far as something I think it's going to keep me playing the game constantly, especially because they said there's rewards tied to it too for playing it and playing it and playing it. Like I just feel like it's like the perfect blend of Crucible and PvE. Like it's going to be
right.
I can't wait. Yeah. I mean, we played it Saturday, but
right.
Have any of you ever played Halo's? I think it's called Warzone.
Yep.
Like from what a lot of people keep comparing it to that, but I don't. I've never played it, so I don't know exactly what the comparison is.
It's got some similarities, but it's probably a little bit different because Warzone. Actually, Steven, you've actually played Warzone. We played a little bit of that in Halo 5. That's like I think the only mode you and I played in that. To be honest,
I don't really remember what it was, but
basically it's a bigger PvP map, and you're facing against another team, but there's also PvE combatants.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
I mean, kind of like Titanfall in a way, but except Titanfall you have AI on your team and AI is on the other team. This is like a separate faction that's also fighting in like things. But the one thing I like more about this is that they almost tune it more to the competitive end of it, where like, all right, your team's racing against another team that's trying to do the same thing, but you're not interacting with each other. Now, granted, in Gambit, you do have the invasion angle, but that's more of like a special thing that happens at specific times. Whereas in Warzone, like you could literally just take a ghost and drive over to the other base and start fighting. Like you're in the same world. Whereas Gambit, it's like two arenas that you can I think it's when you cash in moats or whatever, you can get over to the other person, like send one person over to screw shit up, basically. I don't know. I just feel like there's gonna be so many games. I feel like that's gonna be like the only thing I don't like is it's only 4. Because I feel like with 6 of us, like literally I could see us just playing that like on a Friday night, like clutch. I just can see all the clutch moments. Just like it's like someone yells, "Oh, I'm gonna go invade," and then boom, I wiped out their whole team with a rocket. Holy shit! Like everyone's like, "Oh my god!" I just know that's because that moment's gonna happen. It's gonna be just great.
Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, they definitely are trying to give you more availability to have like hero moments, not just like in PvE and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah,
it's also cool. Yeah, I'm really excited for that one. And they also have they've already said they have some new Crucible modes too, like Breakthrough, I think was the name of it. And so it seems like they're coming out with a lot of different things for us to do again, which again, when Destiny 2, when they were marketing it, they tried to give us, these lost sectors and adventures. And there's a bunch of things you could do, but they were literally like the same things over and over again. So it wasn't really anything special, but now it's like, we actually seem to have some different things to do. So,
yeah. Especially Lost Sectors. Lost Sectors kind of just became like the things you used to like grind certain different other activities. Like you never were like in the beginning when we first started playing. Yeah, you like go to Lost Sectors like, okay, this is cool. But like after you've done it the same one like a few times, like most of the ones in EDZ, I know, like you go in there like, okay, I know what one this is. Okay, cool. Like you just like did it, like especially for faction rally, it was like, oh, this is an easy way to grind some of this out, kind of thing.
Also, it's called a Lost Sector, and they showed us where they were.
Right. Because it kind of made it seem when they first sold it, they kind of like, there'll be like these markings, and then like you can find, if you explore, you can find this hidden entryway to go. It's like, no, if there's a huge logo on a rock right outside the door, and like literally you just
look at it on the map,
see the door, and then you just like there's no like, I was thinking maybe there'd be like jumping puzzles or like other things, and it's like all the enemies will have like really good loot or like different loot, and I don't know. They sold it really well, but in practice, but like when you actually went and did it, it was like, all right, this is cool, but this is not as cool as I thought it was going to be, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think it was a welcome change to patrols, because patrols in Destiny 1, and especially like last year in the game, was kind of like, okay, no real reason to do this other than like do like maybe like one patrol and then like be like, all right, done, because you get the rewards or whatever, and then it's like, okay, that's done. Or like if you're trying to find like materials or something like that.
Although they did say they're going to try and do more things like the Whisper of the Worm quest, where it's kind of like secret stuff. So hopefully there's a lot of things like that. It doesn't always have to be tied to an exotic for me to want it. Like even if it's just even if you just get a legendary engram or something like that, just to give you something to do. I think that's going to be cool if they can have a lot of those.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it just after a while it just became pointless. Like, there was no advantages of going into one or anything like that.
Right, especially because it doesn't help your flashpoint. So,
right. Well, no, it does now.
Now it does, but yes, before it didn't. But wait, did it actually? That happened with the update, though, right? Like that actually went into effect. You checked it.
Yeah, because remember, we weren't sure about it the other night, and like I tested it out, and it did increase my flashpoint percentage. Yeah,
because I remember it was like, yeah, I did one and it didn't work, and I was like, wait a minute, did I say Lost Sector? I meant Patrol.
Yeah. Although I thought Patrol was supposed to.
In Adventures too. I thought, although I didn't do it in Adventures.
Maybe it's only a small percentage. I don't know, because you can technically do a Patrol while you're doing a public event and stuff like that.
Right.
So.
Next up on here, well, what did I see? I just saw something. Okay, well, tokens are gone, which I think.
Well, so not all tokens. Because actually, I'm not even sure about that. I mean, I know the planetary ones are gone, but I'm not sure about like Crucible and.
I think the Crucible and the Vanguard are still there.
Okay. So basically, like the event expects like the specific ones that are probably staying, but
like
the
Z tokens, IO tokens, those are gone.
Which makes it like, now that they've done that, it's like you look back and go, oh, that kind of makes sense, because I was collecting tokens for this planet, and there was planetary materials. Why wouldn't they just give me more planetary materials and just do it that way? Because it's like,
I have over like 1,300 EDZ tokens that I'm going to turn in, obviously, one for Shaken Drop. So it's like there wasn't really a reason to keep those tokens once you hit kind of max-ish level. So it was like, there's not really anything for me to do here.
I plan on turning in a lot of tokens on day one.
I think
I might wait. I might turn in some, but not all of them, just to wait until I get a little bit higher light.
Oh yeah.
See, that's the reason why I have so many, is because I was waiting to get to a higher light. But like I was like, it's like maybe I'll just invest early on, and
that way you could just have everything, but then you could just start leveling it up.
Right, exactly.
Makes sense. Also, so planetary materials are kind of more of an important thing in using the infusion system, which I still don't completely understand.
I think we'll get that. We'll get that when the actual content drops.
Yeah, and then bounties have already started to kind of make their way back with the previous updates, but now they're like everywhere, like everything has bounties now, which I think is really good. Although we'll see once you hit like max light and been playing for a while.
I will say this week I keep going to look at what the challenges are on the planet, but there's no challenges anymore. I'm like, well, now what do I do? I don't know which element I should be. Like, who do I kill?
That's another thing. Director, everything's just marked as like a challenge now. There's not that blade that used to be there before. There's nothing really in there anymore.
Well, the blade is going to be full apparently. Like when Forsaken drops, the blade's going to be full with stuff we have to do. Like that's where I think your bounties and your challenges are, and then or something like that. But they said the blade will basically be full, so that's why they moved everything to like the quest line and like the planets.
Weekly shit. Yeah.
It
makes sense. Well, because the story we know is that Aldrin's got like the 8 barons. So I'm guessing, and they kind of said like you could kind of go about which baron you go after first, second, third, fourth, like. At least to a point, maybe not all 8 you can choose the order, but like they said, you're going to kind of be able to pick and choose who you go after first. So I'm guessing it'll be like that blade might be like, all right, so it's it's the machinist and it's the trickster, and like you can just be like, okay, go to this node to do this guy. All right, now I'm gonna go do this guy, and I hope
for some of them, they don't tell you where they are. They're like,
Yeah.
we need you to go out and find the trickster. We have no idea where he's at.
Right, he's on Nessus somewhere, or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
like
it could be like that. I mean, because I think it's the last 3 or maybe the last 2 plus Aldrin. Like, you can't like pick and choose. Like they after you do like the set like first 6,
right?
Then it's like the last 2 are in order and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
And then speaking of people that you don't know where they are, is Zur. He is now no longer on the map. He is back to being hidden.
Did you see that there was a? Did you see that there was a? I think there's a website called Where the Fuck is Zur?
Yep.
Yeah, and the guy's like, I'm bringing it back.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like that was one. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but every Friday morning when I woke up, the first thing I would always do in Destiny 1 is go, okay, where's Zur at this week? Let's go look where it is. And I guess in a way, it's like, what's the difference if I go look on a website or if I go in the game and look on a map?
Right.
But at the same time,
that's what I was going to say. Is like people made such a. I mean, obviously, I guess there are some people that want to be able to find them on their own, but like for the most part, we're all just looking on a website to find out where he is exactly.
Right.
So it's like, is it really that big of a deal that they had him on the map to begin with?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
it still felt like a mystery though when you were to even though I knew I was going on Reddit to find where Zur was and what he had and he was selling, it was still like of interest to me to be able to do that and like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. He's there and he's got this. But now, but like Zur in Destiny 2 so far has been very blah. Like, oh well, the Flashpoint's on Earth, so Zur's going to be on Earth, and he's always in the same spot on Earth. So hopefully,
because some like when he was on in the tower, he could have been like a bunch of a handful of places. So it's like sometimes you just be like, if you didn't look it up earlier, you could just like run around and be like, okay, is he over by the speaker? Oh, nope, he's not there. Okay, oh, is he down here by Shaxx? Nope, he's not by Shaxx. All right, is he over by the kiosk over here for the exotics? Nope, not over here. Okay, go over.
It was always really cool to run through the tower, and then you load into like one area, and then there's like 30 people in one
like a bunch of
one spot. Yeah, you're like, well, guess what? That's where Zur's at.
What was the other thing I just had? Shoot. Shaders, although this isn't with necessarily Forsaken, it's already live, but shaders can now be mass deleted through Rahul in stacks of 5, which is really nice because I have a shit ton of Avalon Teal and it was just like
it's nice that they did that. The only thing I wish that they had done is that you could continuously hold A and you cannot.
And just go that would be nice.
But you cannot, and it is still a pain in the ass to delete however many shaders.
And one of the reasons that I want to delete a bunch of shaders is more vault space, but we now have 500 slots.
Right.
Yep.
So
and the collections. So
yeah,
you can delete a bunch of shit that you like. I haven't deleted anything yet, just because they said that you could delete stuff and you'll have it in your collections, but I don't really trust them just yet. So I'm gonna wait until it drops, and then I'm gonna delete everything, and then we'll be all right. And then I'll be like, oh cool, I have 3 things in my vault.
Well, as we saw in the trailer that came out last week, we have our voice back in the story, which is like,
I wonder if that's the same voice actor or not.
It sounded different, I think.
Yeah, and then I'm guessing females will have a different voice too, right? I would assume.
Females
would be pretty funny though.
That would be really weird.
I'm good, Aldrin. Wait. What?
I'm just gonna look in IMDb while we're talking and see if
hopefully it's not just like a few moments here and there. And I mean, obviously they still got to give Ghost like his
holy shit, my mind has been blown.
What is it? North?
No. So Aaron and I have been watching Suits recently, and Gina Torres is one of the main characters in Suits. She's also who voices Ikora.
Oh yeah.
So I am, now that when next time we watch Suits, my mind's gonna be fucking blown.
She's also from oh my god,
Firefly.
Yes, Firefly. Thank you.
And The Matrix. Yeah,
because a lot of Firefly alum are
also in Westworld too. Damn.
Wait, what?
She's also in Westworld.
She is? I don't remember her in.
That's what it says.
Maybe the first season. I can't remember all the characters from first season.
Yeah. She's in 3 episodes in season 1, 2 episodes in season 1, and 1 episode in season 2. So, side note.
That's weird. I definitely don't remember seeing her. Does it give her a name?
Yeah, we can check. Sidebar.
Like I literally just binged watched that whole
Lauren.
season. Lauren.
She was in an episode in season 2 called Les Hechores. Oh, it was the first episode. No, I lied. 7th episode. Anyway,
I remember seeing her
we can
at
get
all.
back to
Whatever. Yeah.
Anything else you have on your list there,
Justin? Quality of life stuff, that seems to be the biggest things. I mean, there's little things here and there, but you don't have to go through every single little thing, I wouldn't think. I mean, they brought back Heroic Story Mission, like the daily story mission playlist. Heroic spikes are changing a little bit. That's not just that playlist is gone. It's Legacy and something. There's another one. But basically, there's different ones based on your power level. But yeah, anything else that quality of life that you can think of that that I may have skipped or missed?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, nothing that I can think of.
Yeah, because the rest is basically story, other than the new play spaces is Tangled Shore, which is basically another area of the reef. That is basically where, from what I understand, most of the main story happens. But then now for the first time ever, there's an endgame location for all the endgame stuff after you beat the campaign called the Dreaming City, where the raid is going to be there. And supposedly this area is going to change. Now, I don't know if they said weekly or monthly or if they even put like a timetable on it, but it's going to change constantly.
I think that might be seasonally, because I think I remember them saying like it actually changes kind of like how the seasons change and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of tailoring it. Well, thinking so when Forza Horizon 4 was announced at E3, they kind of announced like the living changes that they'll make. So I don't think it's going to be as often as that, because that's going to change like weekly. But I think it's going to be something like that, to where like a new enemy is trying to invade, or this area is now open, and like that type of changes. So I'm excited for it.
I think that's where we're going to see a lot of stuff like the Whisper of the Worm. Like also it'll be like, hey, there's like this like anomaly over here that if you scan it, it opens a a portal or something, or some door. And like now you go in here and here's a whole new thing, and you can get something.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty excited. I'm curious what that's going to actually entail. Like it's an end game. Like what all is going to be? Is it going to be? Because I remember like the one thing I remember being like, holy crap, with Taken King is like you beat the story, and all of a sudden like your like quest screen was just like there's like a million things to do, and you're like, holy shit. Because I remember back in the day, like I was talking like where do you even start? Because there's like you can go do this mission, or you can go get your new subclass, you can go do this, you can do that, you can do like it was just like a bunch of stuff.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for that.
Yeah. And I mean, in Destiny 2 did that a little bit, but like Taken King was like, I just remember being like almost overwhelmed. Like, holy crap. Like I remember back when we were in the Bravo company, the hip chat or whatever. I just remember some people were like, oh yeah, I did this and like this happened. And like, oh, I did this and I got this exotic. And it was just like a bunch of different stuff you could just do and do whatever you wanted to do it. So it should be pretty interesting. I'm wondering if that's what that end game area is gonna be like. Okay, now you're here. You're in the Dreaming City. You can go here and do this or do that, and obviously the raid's there. So
yeah, and then there's also like 2 separate like kind of I guess like I don't even know how to call them. They're almost like the escalation protocols and the not trials
like events or like kind of like new public events.
Because there's something the well like the
I remember talking about now.
But there's like 2 of them. Like there's some I can't remember their names of them are now. Like it's like God, I know it's like something well, and then there's another one that is kind of similar. It's like the Court of Oryx, like there's two different versions of it almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking right now in this list. I thought I saw something about that.
Let's see if we find it. Quick leak. I can't find it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know what you're saying. Like Court of Oryx, Escalation Protocol, like those kind of things. Yeah. And then honestly, I that Escalation Protocol, I actually really dug that. Once we finally like got to 7 and actually beat it and stuff, like it's hard, but it's not like impossible. It's like one of those things where like, okay, we can do this. It's just we're gonna have to like really be effective kind of thing.
Yeah, although I will say, for what they intended it to be, it seems impossible. Like, because they described it as something that like max power levels, a fire team of 3 max power levels should be able to handle. And I was like, that doesn't seem accurate.
Right. Like maybe if you're like elite.
Right. Because I mean,
even with us with 6, and I mean we
like,
weren't on max power level, but like even with 6, we like just barely took care of it.
Yeah, well, and then the other thing is like 3 or 4 of us were above the max power level at the time.
Right.
So we already had the closest armor. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean it's just another thing that we're gonna have to do, which is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so story time. So basically the general story, as we kind of mentioned earlier, is that Cade goes to help Petra because a bunch of barons have gotten out of the prison of elders, and turns out Aldrin is somehow behind it. He is their leader. There's 8 barons, Aldrin, and basically, based on the trailer, one of the barons basically kind of get Cade almost dead, at least it looks like. And then in the next trailer we saw, basically, it shows Aldrin basically is the one that pulls the trigger and actually kills him. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
kind of a revenge, kind of the way they're kind of describing is like a Western kind of vibe.
Right.
Like revenge, taking out these 8 barons, and then eventually Aldrin is, I'm assuming, is what, at least the way they're selling it, and getting revenge for Cade, kind of. So, I don't know about you guys. That sounds like really cool. It sounds like they're going with. I know a lot of people, at least on Reddit, were kind of complaining that they felt like the story up to this point wasn't serious enough, and I think that they took that feedback and were kind of like, okay, we'll tell a little bit more of a somber, more darker tale, and I don't know, I'm okay with that. I didn't really mind the story in Destiny 2 or Osiris or Warmind or anything. I didn't think they were too lighthearted, but I definitely think this sounds like a really cool change for the story.
It's all about that Jerry Duggan stuff, though.
Yeah. Hey, he answered me on Twitter. I'm like, I saw Bungie thanked him, and I was just like, what are they thanking him for? All he does, I mean, he's an author, basically, writer for comics. So it's just like, like things like the Deadpool, well, not current Deadpool, but the last run. He's writing Infinity Wars, and he has Analog, his own thing through Image and stuff. But I was like, I'm like, hey, I saw Bungie thank you. What is that? And he's like, oh yeah, I helped write some of the scripts and the stories. I don't know how much is getting used, how much is not, but I was like, oh, interesting. So
that's pretty cool.
But yeah, so what do we think is going on here? Why do you think Aldrin is being a douchebag, killing Cade?
So I initially thought that I'm echoing in somebody's.
Yeah, you're echoing a little bit.
I can hear it too.
I don't know whose it is.
Turn my down just to be safe. I can also move my mic further away.
Yeah, either way. Go ahead, Branden.
So basically, I think when I was talking to you guys about this earlier, like a while back, like initially I thought that Zavathun, who is Oryx's sister, was going to be the main raid boss. Now I think she's just the main story boss.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I think that so obviously there's a character called Marasov who is Aldrin's brother. She's the queen of
Aldrin's
reef.
sister.
Sister.
Sorry, Aldrin's sister. Sorry. It's early, right? Is that it's early?
Yes,
Yeah, it's early.
I say, unless you know something I don't know about a sex change.
Yeah. But basically, she during the Taken King expansion, she fought against the Taken and presumably is dead, I guess. But there's obviously hints that she's still alive. I think that Savathun is taking advantage of this and like is kind of like portraying herself as Marasov and convincing our Aldrin to do all these things. So that's my theories on the story.
That's interesting. See, I feel like I don't know how. I don't actually like have like a concrete like I don't have like you haven't really thought out. I just feel like somehow, some way, either as a bad I'm thinking as a bad guy, but maybe not, that Eris is somehow involved in all this. Like,
I was just getting ready to say that I think Eris is going to be in the story.
Yeah,
she's going to be.
She's going to have like.
Yeah. Well, the main reason why I said this is I can't remember which trailer it's in, whether it's the Vidoc or one of the other trailers. But there's this one scene where Aldrin is like sitting down and like you see a female's arm kind of like
and it looks like her.
Yeah, and so it's like it's almost like there's like this almost like manipulative feel to that moment, you know.
I feel like Aldrin is definitely being manipulated. I'm not sure who exactly will be manipulating him. I'm pretty sure in the Vidoc they showed it's going to have something to do with his sister, like I think trying to find his sister.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the Vidoc, I'm pretty sure they showed a clip of Aldrin on the throne in the reef that his sister sat in Destiny 1 when you and the ghost take the mind hunter's head or whatever, and you drop it off. And then he burns it.
Yep,
he burns the throne in the new video.
It kind of felt very Black Panther to me.
Yeah, kind of like I'm just gonna watch everything burn.
Yeah, Killmonger like almost like he's in charge now, but then like he like burns the whole thing. So like I don't know, just that whole part, the burning thing. I kind of like this kind of feels a lot like Black Panther when Killmonger sets the thing on fire.
Yeah. I mean, that could be a possibility too, because obviously, like in Destiny 1, he was much less open to having people come to the reef than Mara was.
Yeah.
So maybe like, you know, just like I'm done with your rule. This is how I'm going to do things now or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be like that to where he doesn't have the army, like he doesn't have the fallen army behind him or not the fallen, but the awoken army behind him anymore, or any awoken really. So he's like, I need people to work for me, and the only people that he knew about are the Barons, like the people that he thought could job are the Barons. So he breaks them out.
Right, and then there's this new character that kind of like he's like a giant looking fallen captain.
The spider.
Spider, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I almost get like Jabba the Hutt feels from him, but not so like just like whoa, but just like he's just like kind of like almost looks like he's just like a big mob boss almost.
Yeah,
in a way, like
definitely
go do my bidding kind of thing, and he seems like he's paired up with Petra for some reason.
Yeah. I'm thinking also that Varix is going to be involved, and that's the reason that she meets that guy is because he's what is it? That Fallen House.
Yeah, it's well, is he technically the leader of House of Wolves now? Or what was that?
I don't know what house it is. I thought. Did they say what house he is?
It's like the green one.
I'm not sure.
See, that's the thing is there's so many. There's
so I'm pretty sure the Devils is the only one that still exists. Like, I think.
I thought there was also King's one.
Well, we've never seen them before.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but I think now they could introduce those other houses.
We've never seen them before.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is they could actually have them in in the story. Like this could be.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool.
So Varix, the loyal doesn't. He has no loyalty to any members of the House of Wolves or any Kells.
Okay.
Right. Well, but the thing is, oh, man, like, so remember like in the very beginning of Destiny 2 when it's like telling you how to do the scannables and stuff like that, and there's the banner right underneath. What's his face? The British guy, the sniper.
Devram.
Devram,
Yeah, that banner you can scan right underneath him.
Yeah,
that's a house sigil for the fallen, and like that I think maybe Varix was a part of or something like that. And then I think later on, like one of the houses is getting like supplies from Varix somehow, but I can't remember which one it is. It's like in one of the adventures.
So I also forgot that Varix is the warden of the prison.
Yeah.
So we are 99% sure probably gonna see Varix at some point. He's either gonna die, or he's gonna like Aldrin's gonna be like, you either let me in and run and go tell whoever you want to tell, or we're gonna kill you. And he probably runs and tells Petra.
Wasn't Cade in charge of the prison or something? I thought was in some type of scannable or lore and on one of the exotics.
He's in charge of guarding the prison, but I thought that
I think he was just like or something. He was just talking about him putting a bunch of like people in there.
Yeah, like Cade put them in the prison, but Varix is supposed to be the warden.
Yeah,
so I think we're gonna see Varix.
Right, I do think because we know. Okay, so Aldrin obviously is related to Mara Sov, so I think if she's alive, which we don't pretty much can almost guarantee that's probably true.
Yeah,
that she'll be back, and also we know Mara and Eris were working together for Taken King. Like they, so I'm assuming Eris will have some type of role. I'm hoping, even if it's just like a tease towards the end that she has some type of involvement. And then, like you said, Varix. I feel like a lot of these characters that we saw, like in House of Wolves and Taken King, like those characters that are kind of all involved in this little situation, like we'll probably get some of them back.
Yeah. What I'm actually kind of hoping is that a lot of this like story kind of develops over time through the annual passes.
Yes,
I think it will.
So I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. So really quick, Varix is part of the House of Judgment. That's the house that he's part of, and he also was. It says that he's one of the only few fallen who remained loyal to the Queen of the Reef, which was Marisov. So I think that he's gonna have been communicated to from her wherever she was at, and then he relays that probably to Petra, and then also that goes to Spider. So one prediction I have for Eris, and this is kind of like a sad thing, is that they're gonna have like a funeral for Cade, and Eris is gonna be there, and she's gonna take her rock, and she's gonna put it on his casket or like his wherever he's at. Like I feel like that could be a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
And then Cade's gonna wake up and be like, "Get your rock off my corpse."
But then,
exactly.
See, the thing is, like, I have a feeling that we probably wouldn't. Well, maybe we'll see her briefly during other things, but like, because I just feel like the memorial part won't happen until the very end of the campaign.
Yeah. Once we've done everything and like saved everything, that's when we can take a step back and do that.
Right.
To be honest, that's one of the things now that I'm thinking about that I really like about this story is that it is a revenge story because like Gaul was like trying to like steal the Traveler, like it was like a major cataclysmic event kind of thing. And same thing with like Taken King in a way, and like it's always like oh my god, this thing's gonna destroy the Earth or the Tower or this or that. Where this kind of feels like you killed our mentor, one of our. Like it's
personal,
more
right?
Personal. It's more like, all right, now I'm going to kill you and all the people responsible for this. Like, it doesn't seem like there's like a massive cataclysmic event that we're like trying to save the world. It's more like we're just trying to get like it's just a personal vendetta that we're taking care of almost.
Right.
If we can't protect it, you better be damn sure that we're going to avenge it.
Right.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
But do you think even if it's just like another kind of like post-credit scene kind of thing, we're going to see anything about the pyramid ships?
I have a feeling we won't see anything related to that until we get to Penumbra. Because someone looked up what that meant.
Well, it's something about something about shadow something, but from everything the trailer, I don't know what Reddit's assuming Penumbra is about what Callus was running from, because there's a lot of, if you look at it, it looks like there's like the Callus statues are in that like part of the trailer. They show like the Callus statues and it kind of looks like the mouth of the World Leader thing.
Yeah. So Penumbra means the partially shaded out region of the shadow cast by an opaque object.
Yeah.
Like astronomy, like there's a couple different, like another one is the less dark outer part of a sunspot surrounding the dark core, or the shadow cast by the Earth or Moon over an area experiencing a partial eclipse.
Yeah, I think that's going to definitely be.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically like, the darkness is coming.
Right. So, do you guys think that means that next September will be Destiny 3, or do you think they'll not do Destiny 3 and instead they'll be like, Destiny 2 : this thing, but it'll be the darkness?
I think that
I don't know.
I have a feeling that that's what they're going to do.
I could see maybe like Penumbra maybe necessarily being about the darkness, but maybe it's like a tease or like almost like a foreboding thing where we're like preparing for it, and then like right after that there'll be another like expansion like Forsaken.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of entails everything.
Yeah, yeah, that's another change they kind of did that I really like, is that they kind of like gave us like the whole next year, like a general roadmap of like, all right, so here's the DLC that's coming, and here's what it is, and here's kind of like a general blurb about it that doesn't really give anything away, just kind of gives you a general idea what it is. And it's like, here's what's coming, and light or machine guns are coming back, and like there's like kind of give us like little milestones, like, okay, so even when you finish Forsaken, there's more coming in December, and then in spring, and then in summer. Like they're kind of like, before we knew like, oh, there's 2 expansions coming, but like we didn't know what they were. We just knew that one had a Warmind logo and one had an Osiris logo. So we're like, oh, probably. I mean, kind of gave it away, but they didn't like tell us anything about it.
Yeah.
So
I'm hyped.
Super hyped for tomorrow.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what? Yeah. Yep, tomorrow.
I can't believe it's already tomorrow.
Tomorrow. We're playing Forsaken tomorrow.
Yes, but
it's only a day away.
I'm not sure. So you don't think Savathun is the raid boss? Then who do you think is the raid boss, Branden?
I was literally just about to say what I think it is, but I think it is. I hope I can say this right. Ahamkara.
Oh,
did you say Alvin Kamara?
Yeah, the running back from the Saints. Yep.
The dreads.
No, so this goes back to that whole like Guardian Con thing where they did like the bet with like the donations and stuff like that, and like they mentioned that tattoo, and I think he said something like basically the bet was like if they got to a certain goal, he would put a tattoo of the raid boss on an unpleasant part of unpleasant area of his body. And then someone was like, and I think one of the other developers or leads, whatever, was like, I think she's a little too beautiful to put that there. So, and I don't necessarily think it's like maybe like a she as in like an actual person she. Like, I think it's more like a she as in like how like biologists would describe like, or right. Like in like Jurassic Park when they're describing the T-Rex.
Yep.
It's like she's beautiful, So I think that's, and I mean, we know it's going to be massive, so I feel like it's got to be like a dragon or something, which is
right.
What
so I think that we're going to get, so I feel like it's going to be an Ahamkara, but I think it's also going to be able to shapeshift into a person.
Yeah, the raid they did confirm basically on the Vidoc that it is called Last Wish. And they also said that it's going to have to do with Cade's death.
Yeah, like in the Ahamkara, they are like they're called what? Wish dragons in the.
Yep.
Like it's another word for them.
Yep.
So I think that this Ahamkara is literally the last one, but like it can transform into it can take the shape of a human. So I think that part of the last encounter in the raid is going to be like it transforming to this almost Guardian-esque character, and we have to fight it in the different phases.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be.
It would be cool, kind of interesting, and it kind of would like work with the theme of Leviathan raid. Is that maybe like the main boss isn't as evil as you think it is, or something like that? Because like so we know the Taken are the main enemy, like the main enemy inside the raid for the most part. So maybe it's like the Taken actually trying to take the Amkara, and maybe we like assist / challenge the Hamkara when we get to it, like for a wish or something like that.
That'd be pretty cool.
And then the wish is that Cade's back alive.
Honestly, I feel like that's gonna happen.
I gotta be honest though, like Nolan North does a pretty good job of doing a Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, he actually was very convincing. I mean, like there was a little bit off, you could tell, but it was a pretty convincing Cade.
That's like how I don't know, I forget his real name his name in real life, but the guy who voiced Red Skull in Infinity War wasn't.
Yeah, the Russ. Russ.
Yeah,
it was Aaron from Walking Dead.
Yeah,
Walking Dead.
Yeah. He's actually really good at other voices. Like I've watched a video of him doing other people's voices, but he did a really good job. So yeah, Nolan North did a really good job of that.
The other thing too is we got to remember is that they did already confirm there's going to be more raid layers, and I'm assuming that's off of this raid. Yeah. But so if it kind of goes like with Callus,
we know he's well. At least they kind of tease that he's not coming back as Cade 7. Yeah, because I don't know if you guys read the coupon. Yeah.
Cade 6, not 7.
Yeah.
What if he comes back as like not an Exo? Like what happens if like the last wish is like?
Well, I guess he would.
What if the last wish is actually Cade's last wish, which was that Ace was brought back to life, and so we don't get Cade back, but we get his son back.
That'd be interesting.
And he's the new Hunter Vanguard.
Wish him back as Nathan Fillion. This is Nathan Fillion in the tower.
Was that he was Rasputin?
What'd you say, Justin?
So what if Cade's last wish is that he was Rasputin?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. I don't know. Lots to see, lots to do.
Definitely. The one thing that worries me is they're like, even if you've seen the one trailer where Cade, the gunslinger's last stand or whatever, like there's a lot more that happens after that, referring like with Cade's death, and I'm like, oh, like.
So I don't think that he dies in those parts. In those videos that they've shown us, I feel like he's fighting it off, but I think Aldrin keeps him alive. Like he keeps him tied up and alive, and then eventually he's going to kill Cade in front of us. I feel like this is what's going to happen.
I don't know, because we've seen they have his body in the Vanguard
at
the tower.
Yeah, I know. What I'm thinking is like we get to wherever, like we get to the Tangled Shore, and then Aldrin has had Cade for a while, and then he literally kills Cade in front of us, but we can't do anything because of the Barons or whatever, and then Aldrin leaves with the Barons, so we're there and we pick up Cade and we take him back to the Vanguard.
Mm-hmm.
I could see like the first, like that. Basically, the Gunslinger's last stand is maybe like the opening or like part of the opening cinematic. Like they always have an opening cinematic, and it's like literally, it's like we got a distress call or something from the Tangled Shore of the Reef. You need to go there right now, kind of thing. Like then you go there, you fight through some of these new enemies, and then all of a sudden, like at the end, it's like that cutscene where he gets killed, and you're like, no, and then like nothing you can do about it, kind of thing. Because actually, if you remember that trailer from E3, that literally when they kind of revealed that he was dying, like he walks through like a portal, Aldrin, like he goes around the circle with all the Barons, and then he kind of like goes through like a portal. So like he could go through like a portal goes away or something.
It's like a Thanos thing where Thanos had this basically he just like I feel like one of the Barons could do that. Like they can open a portal and then he just disappears.
Yeah, they're gone, and then
So
I don't know. I am.
Oh, and then I completely forgot the fact that like there's a part where it shows him holding one of the Traveler shards.
Oh,
yes.
Aldrin?
Oh, yes.
I completely
think that
forgot
he's
about
gonna
that.
get
So, like,
powers.
yeah.
I think Aldrin will get
That'd be-
powers.
The other thing too is I saw someone on Reddit said that shard at one point in the story is known to be corrupted. I don't know what that would mean.
We were
Aldrin gets taken. Oryx corrupted
we've
it, and
seen
Aldrin gets taken.
there's actually already out, like, there's 2 versions of Aldrin. Like, so, like, there's the regular one that we've seen in trailers, but then there's also the white-haired version of him and, like, the white eyes.
Yeah.
So that could be like his corrupted, like, light version of him or something.
Yeah, and something else I like is that it's like Destiny 1 was all like, we have light and we're super powerful, and then now like Destiny 2 is like, all right, people realize that light is why we're super powerful, and like the Travelers, so like now everyone wants to get that power, so they can probably kill us, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It just seems like a nice natural progression.
So we need to, Brandon, you need to get home early, and you're not going into work on Wednesday until pretty late. So just let you know, because you're staying up late.
You can wait for me and Melissa and Mark. Golly.
No, fuck you, bro. We're starting at like 4:30. You should have luck.
Some
We
friends
won't say anything.
Thought we were all
At least
streaming
Mark's
together.
playing with you this time.
How's that gonna work? You dingus.
We'll stream once we
Yeah, you can eat a dick.
You're right.
That's fine. I'll get ahead of you when you're off on your main vacation.
I was gonna say I need as much time as possible. I'm gonna be gone for a week, and you guys are gonna be like way ahead of me when I get back.
When do you get back?
That's Saturday the 16th, but I won't get back until late at night, so I probably won't
So the
play
day
until
after the
Sunday.
raid comes out. So basically, we won't probably do the raid till the following weekend.
If we're even high enough light level. I mean, you guys might be, but
Well, I'm saying you'll have a whole week.
oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying like that. So the Friday after the raid comes out, basically.
Oh,
a whole week later. Because you'll probably although Sunday football. So I know it's all coming. All this stuff is happening at the same time. It's like no, too much.
Everything is happening at the same time. I was looking like football's happening, this is happening, my vacation's happening, and then I was like, oh look, in October, Assassin's Creed comes out, Red Dead comes out, Super Mario Party comes out, a bunch of other shit, and Forza comes out. And I'm like, come on.
I know it never ends.
This is the stuff that.
And then the thing is, the worst part about what you just said is that it like we were saying earlier, like that Bungie really seems dead set. Like we're going to make sure you always have something to do constantly,
right?
And if they actually follow through with that, and that is actually true, then it's only gonna be like, oh well, I don't have time for Forza. I don't have time for this, that. Not to mention Fortnite. So season 6 will be coming. It's like in this fucking purple cubes bouncing around. It's like what the. Right. Time for all this. I gotta quit my job. G9 3.
Streaming.
L426.
All right, we're done. We're
all right.
Good
So this episode's probably 2 hours. So
yeah, this episode.
You have a happy Labor Day, and then tomorrow have a happy Forsaken Day.
Enjoy Forsaken. Check us out. Mixer.com/Galvin93. I will try to be on.
Yeah. Watch Leviathan 426 on Twitter. I will probably be streaming somewhere.
You'll be tweeting it.
I'll
tweet out where? I don't know if I'm doing Twitch or.
Am I streaming through Twitch or Mixer or?
You should probably do Mixer because then we can do the stream together.
Yeah. Is there a way where I can do it as like Fanboy 4 instead of myself?
Yep. Basically, if you do, I can set it up to, or if you do it on, if you both have a separate stream on Mixer, or even if you do one together, I can use OBS to pull it up, like kind of how I do the Facebook, and then I could literally stream you two playing your 2 streams like side by side or whatever, however you wanted to set it up to our Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
Or you could stream that to Mixer on the Fanboy 4 one or Twitch on the Fanboy 4 one.
Yeah.
So,
all right, let's do it.
That would actually be pretty cool. Even and then actually, if Mike streamed too, I know he's part of the extended Fanboy 4, I guess you could say. But if you had like all 3 of your views of the same mission you're doing, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like here's Branden, here's Steve, here's because he said he was getting a camera and stuff. So
he's already streaming, good to go. Like he has his set up.
yeah.
So
that's what would be cool. And then you all have
yeah. All right, well, check us out.
Yeah, we'll be definitely streaming it tomorrow.
Yep.
Casey didn't get the joke. It's not tomorrow. We're in the past. Way in the past. It's
as you can tell by Tony's shirt from our stream on Wednesday the 29th.
Yeah, if you watch Wednesday's episode, then you can tell this. So, but yeah, this Wednesday there will not be an episode because we'll be playing Forsaken. So, and we'll see about the week after because we might still be playing Forsaken except for Steven because he'll be in a different state without his Xbox.
Yup.
Womp womp.
Here.
So, all right. Well, we appreciate you checking us out. Definitely share with everyone.
Cade 6, we love you. RIP.
Cade. They know what? That's the one last thing I wanted to say is they need to get an RIP Cade shirt in the freaking Bungie store like yesterday. I will definitely buy that.
Oh, definitely.
Like even if they did like I almost think like if they did like almost like a I don't know something they could definitely do something cool with that.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
All right. Well, with that, peace.
See ya.
Hey,